earlier this month. And today, with maybe 100 people there, it got really quite shouty, arguably defamatory against the board, things I could not repeat to you on radio for legal reasons. It's quite a heated environment for those used to the quiet calm of the boardroom. Some of the language really quite blunt and emotional, much of it deflected by the chairman, Sir Howard Davis, who wound up the meeting after 2 hours with some furious shouting still coming from the floor that the AGM should belong to shareholders and it should be allowed to keep going as long as they choose.
Yeah, and some of them did want a bigger say in monitoring the bank. How did that go?
Yeah, this is an idea that was put forward and it's been campaigned on for about 6 years by the ShareSoc, the Shareholders Society of the UK. And at last they got this onto the AGM agenda with a special resolution. It was heavily defeated today, with less than 2% of the votes cast in favour. You can therefore assume that the UK government's investment arm, with that 71% stake, it was used to vote against the proposal. The idea is to balance the power of the board of directors and let shareholders sit round the table regularly together to bring their concerns to the company between AGMs, which, as you could see again today, is no place to raise issues in a calm and detailed and, frankly, always a rational way. The idea opposed by the board is it's on the basis that it's their job to represent all shareholders and the whole company, and they don't want that challenge from another body within the governance structure. Mark Northway, who's the chairman of ShareSoc, who'd come to the meeting from London, told me afterwards that other companies should have a look at this too. You mentioned BT. Marks and Spencer already has a shareholder committee that he says it's not quite up to the job which he has in mind for it. So I think the campaign, although it's heavily defeated today, that campaign goes on.
Yes, and there have been persistent rumours of the sale of the government's stake in the bank. No sign?
Yeah, there was rumours. There's been reports in the past few days in the media. No, not today. In any case, it's not for the company to say. This is the day for the company and the shareholders, not necessarily for the government to say what it's going to do, even if it is the dominant shareholder. Directors will tell you that their job is to get the bank back to something like normality and get it ready for a return to the market, the exposure to full trading. They've been doing quite a lot of that over the past year, with a £3.4 billion penalty payment to the Department of Justice in the US, £2 billion more for the pension fund. They're trying to get rid of all the legacy issues to try to get this bank ready for the market, to help the government move to that sale. But the price of stock in RBS still below 60% of the break-even level for the UK taxpayer, the UK government. It looks, if there's going to be a sale in the next few years, it does look like there might be at quite a substantial loss. But we'll have to wait and see what the UK government, through its investment arm, the UKGI, government investment, they will have to make the decision of when it's best. Frankly, this week, the stock market is a bit jittery because of what's going on in Italy primarily. It's not a great week to move some of these shares in tranches out into the market.
Douglas, thank you very much indeed. That's our business and economy editor, Douglas Fraser.
News Drive on BBC Radio Scotland.